while we get ready, please go ahead and while everybody comes in, please go ahead and if you would please share this post. Follow the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast if you haven't already. Please follow the good brother Nathaniel Hunter. We're about to start in a minute. Get everything rolling. I think we got everything rolling, and we do have everything rolling. All right, cool, 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 cool. All right, I'm trying to see here. You know what? You don't need both of
don't need
those.
to.
Nah, because I'll tag you on the other one. No, you don't gotta worry about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna just stay live on the business one because I want
Okay,
people to
that's cool.
follow that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
and then you can
All
just
right.
link my personal one to
Yeah, yeah. I'll do
yeah.
that. I'll do that for you. And when I share it with you, I'll just go ahead and share post both of them. Tag you on both, so you good.
Right, right.
So here we are, another on this beautiful, what is it, Wednesday night. Wednesday night on this globe, this planet, this beautiful galaxy, this Earth. We are here, Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast, another edition. Um, and of course, if you have seen this Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast, you already know. But if you haven't, Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast is here to uplift humanity, and it's especially to uh, reawaken the woolly-headed, melanated zombies that have been asleep for the past 6,000 years that are slowly starting to wake up. I'm very happy to see that. Um, and the good brother here is one of the good individuals assisting in waking the woolly-headed, melanated zombies up. So, if you haven't already, you already know, go to polka.rabbitpodcast.com. Pick up my book. People always asking me, they say, "So, man, you talk about traveling, you talk about playing rock music, you talk about all these different things, what is that all that from?" You read the book and it explains it all in the book. Okay. So, that's enough for me. I have a good brother here. I had the pleasure doing a lecture with him, a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
and he was dropping some jewels. You know what I'm saying? So always good to see these young brothers and sisters that are having a show out here. One thing I do appreciate when I'm seeing a lot, you have so many people out here that are just dedicated to healing folks, man. Be it emotionally, physically, through herbally, what I'm saying, through herbs, you know what I mean. And this brother is, and this brother is a up and coming star in all those categories. So, Nathaniel Hunter, please go ahead and tell him who you are, what you got going on, and et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, my man.
peace, brother. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, like you said, my name is Nathaniel Hunter. Um, I'm the founder and owner of Life Force Herbs, my company that I created back in 2017. Just a little background about myself. I'm from Beaufort, South Carolina. If anybody know what that is, the land of the Geechee. Um, I was born and raised there. Currently residing in Columbia, South Carolina. So, anyone that's watching this live in the future or currently that's in the area, don't be afraid to hit me up because I'm definitely ready to build. Um, I'm a father of six. You know, fiance, get married here coming up January 25th. So to that. But yeah, I'm all about growth and understanding uh, how to grow while you're growing. Um, if you guys understand what I mean,
Hmm.
because you know you can grow with thorns and thistles, or you can grow in a beautiful garden. Um, so that's what I'm all about. Getting where we need to be as a melanated people.
That's what's up, man. So you said you growing up, you've always been in South Carolina.
Yeah, I always lived in South Carolina. I did do a tour I did do a tour in the military.
Okay.
For I was in the military for 8 years. I'm 30 years old. Joined when I was
Mhm.
17. Uh, did 8 years in the military. Went to Iraq once before. Um, and I lived, I wouldn't say I lived in these other places because I wasn't there like for more than a year.
Mhm.
But South Carolina, Beaufort, that's my home.
All right. A traveling man. I love that. We're gonna talk about some traveling. We're gonna get down to that as well. So yeah, so yeah, tell me about growing up in Buford, man. How was that?
Um, Beaufort got another vibe. I'll
Uh-huh.
say it like that. Anybody that's from the area, from Beaufort, Charleston, Savannah, the Low Country area,
Mhm.
Savannah, Georgia, all the Low Country, they would agree when I say like we would be considered not country. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's country, but we not country. Like
Yeah.
we like more like islanders.
Yeah.
It's a whole other vibe when you come on that side.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
It
funny if you're down south. Yes, if down south, you understand exactly where he's coming from too. But go ahead.
yeah. So I spent the majority of my time, growing up. For one, I started working when I was 9, so
Mhm.
I was able to experience life in the real world outside of just going to school and doing everything like that. I
Mhm.
was working at a barber shop since I was 9 to about 15, so I was able to get a lot of male energy, masculine
Mhm.
energy,
Yeah.
during times where I would have had to have would have been going through a rites of passage, which we've lost that as a people. But
Mhm.
I was able to be within the presence of multiple masculine people,
Mhm.
um, to gain that caveat to keep to push me over into adulthood.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, but as far as like growing up, I grew up in a Christian household.
Mhm.
Um, going to church, just in the hood, the typical middle-aged black man story, like
Mhm.
yeah, grew up, and now I did have a two-parent household, so
Okay.
I was blessed for that. My mother and
Yeah.
my daddy, they still married to this day.
That's it.
Um, yeah, 30 years. I'm 30, and they've been married for 30 years. So yeah,
Those
I was
numbers match.
yeah, those numbers match. You know what I'm saying? So I was fortunate to have that. Um,
Mhm.
you know, but being the kind of person I am, I can't nobody tell me nothing at first. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to go out and explore and learn from the streets, quote unquote. And
Mhm.
but overall, I always had a mental or a focus of being better or doing more or
Mhm.
yeah. So
So, growing up in a Christian household and all that, etc. Were you always questioning things? Were you kind of like the black sheep, always kind of questioning things, or did you go with the flow for a while, or did you know what I'm saying? How did that
so
roll?
so me, growing up in the Christian household, going to church every Sunday from where I can remember, um, always felt like I had a relationship with what we call God.
Mhm.
Um, and then as I continued to get old, as I grew older, I actually started preaching. And
Mm.
yeah, well, okay, it's a whole backstory behind that. So, started when my when I moved back to Beaufort. I was living in Aiken, South Carolina. I moved back to Beaufort, and we started going to a Sabbath day church, a Sabbath day keeping church.
Mhm.
And then as I grew in there, um, I was always the one that I want to know, like the real, like I want to know the real. Like I'm inside and out. Like I'm not playing. I'm not doing this for nobody. I'm doing this
Mhm.
because I want to know. You
Mhm.
know, I guess that's the Capricorn in me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on it now. So That's my pops, man. Shout out to pops.
Shout out
but
to Pops. What's going on, bro?
shout out to pops. But so I wanted to know, so as we were growing in the church that we were in, I started studying more and studying more, and then eventually we branched off and we started our own church, and then
Hmm.
that's when we were still within the same Christian mindset, but understanding a little different. So we were following the Hebrew Israelite traditions and stuff
Gotcha.
like that.
Hmm.
And then as I continued, so when I started preaching, I wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing what everybody else was doing.
Hmm.
Um, Not per se like there's a right and wrong way to do it, but I wanted to make sure that I was giving everybody the whole truth, a raw, uncut. You know. Um, Go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah, well, no, it's interesting because see, like, most people that are Christians, they're just Christians and they don't kind of go through like the whole Hebrew aspect of dealing with the Old Testament and keeping the
Mm,
laws and etc. You know what I'm saying? So even dealing with the Old Testament, the Talmud, and dealing like with Hebrew language, because you have a different perspective of the
mm.
Bible itself once you can start to understand or understand the languages, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
As
right,
opposed to just being the Bible compiled, everything just translated, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
did that assist you like more in your studies as far as being
Oh
able to
yeah.
yeah,
When I found out what a lexicon was,
yeah,
it was over. It was
yeah,
no it was no more surface dwelling. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
it was straight. Okay, I need to go deeper.
deeper, yeah.
Then when I found the difference between the what's it called, the Ashkenazi or
Mm-hmm.
the um
Sephardim, Ashkenazi,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I'm really talking about the vowel pointing because
Oh, got you, got
they added vowel pointing Khazarians
you. Mm-hmm.
when they did
Khazarians, yeah.
the vowel pointing to the actual language itself that actually
Mm-hmm.
changed the meaning and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
I eventually had to go back to the paleo, to really get down to the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
and no vowel pointings. It's basically reading hieroglyphics.
Yeah,
If
it
anybody who
is.
knows what paleo is, you're
Mm-hmm.
basically reading hieroglyphics, and that when I got to that point, that's when it's like it's like getting a cup full of water, like God gave you a cup full of water, but when you get to the
Mm-hmm.
bottom of the cup, you realize you were standing there the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember because I grew up, pretty much Catholic and Christian my whole life, and when I was in my early 20s, I remember I got a book by Dr. York, and when he had it, he had all the different translations. He had like the Bible translation. He actually had the script of what it meant, and I had no idea until I saw that book. I had no idea that the Bible came from, you know what I'm saying, came from that older
Yeah.
language.
Came
I
from
was
a
just reading the Bible, like think this is, I was always just say, does God spoke English? When you're younger and stuff like that. But
right, right,
but I after I saw that book, I was like, oh, and I could started like you saying, it's way deeper once you do the research of the Holy Scriptures in their original text.
from the
And
original
that's
text.
a yeah, that was a game changer. Like you said, that was a game changer for me in so many
Right.
ways. It's
I would encourage everybody that is, whether you're Islam, Christian, whatever your background is, or
mm,
whatever your belief system is, to go to the source
the
of your
source.
text,
I agree.
the source of your text, because when you come out the other end, it's gonna it that the source is just the beginning. I'll put it like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's the beginning of the rabbit hole.
that's the beginning of the rabbit hole. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yeah, so it's interesting because my folks, you know what I'm saying, from down to Anderson, South Carolina, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So down the line we have to do some genealogy. We might be kinfolk, man. We have to see.
Yeah, my people are originally from Allendale, South Carolina.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right, all right. So
On my
but
mother's side.
your mother,
Now,
okay,
yeah, now my dad, we from Arkansas and Chicago.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like you were saying earlier about South Carolina, like the Gullah and the Geechee and all that stuff, is that something that is like a big deal down there still? Is it something that's, people are still attach themselves to? How does it how is
Yeah.
it down there? Yeah.
Well, we actually got an association, the Gullah Geechee. So, hold on, I got the card in my pocket. And anybody that don't know, if you are a Gullah or Geechee, you can actually get applied to be a part of the nation, and they actually give you a green card.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Hold on.
Because
I want to give
because
out her
that's
name.
pretty much a Native American tribe, correct?
Well, no, well, yeah, pretty much, but no, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's a
Not
deep
not
story
not that
behind it.
terminology, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's the Gullah Geechee Native Foundation no, Mediative Foundation Incorporated. Miss Wigfall, Kemal Wigfall. If you ever did any studying on the Geechee, she's the lady with the dark skin, real dark skin lady with the
Yeah, yeah.
pretty
I've seen
white
her.
teeth. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's the founder of that.
Okay.
And she goes around, and people come from all over the world and come visit the Geechee Nation, especially on
Yeah,
St. Helena Island, which is like one of the homes of it.
yeah. I've definitely heard of that before.
Mhm.
So, there's a connection that you have. Is that something that you like a partake in? You go on there and is it you're a part of that? All of
Yeah,
that?
well, no, I'm not a part of the association right now,
Hmm.
but eventually that is my goal
I got you.
to join the organization.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I think that's a very important thing. I don't know if you noticed, but I have numerous individuals on here, just talking about the American Indian or the Native American connection. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Being woolly haired, melanated. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, 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 yeah.
um, yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna keep on talking about that because I think that's so important that people, if you live in America, you need to know the real story
It's
behind
a real story.
of this
You are,
place. Yeah, because
you are already here.
yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
the story that we told, and like I talk about my book. I remember the first time I ever heard anything about being black in fifth
Hmm.
grade was I was a slave. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
just like, God dang, I was young. I just remember like, yo, what? You
Right.
life is
Right.
all peachy and clean. Next thing you know, you a slave. You like, oh Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I give you a quick story about that. So
mhm,
when I was a Hebrew Israelite,
mhm,
um, you know the narrative, they to prove when you talking to a Hebrew Israelite to prove to themselves that this text is talking about this specific people, they always go to
mhm,
the slave trade.
mhm,
You know, so when I started researching the slave trade, and I realized out of all the slaves that were transported, you know, there was 15 million slaves, quote unquote, that were transported. 80% of those slaves were male. Um, the other 20%, it was split 14 and 6. So 14 were young boys, and the other
mhm,
6% was women and children.
mhm.
So then the question comes up, well, who were these men mating with?
Mhm.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
Who,
That's a good point.
who did they breed with? They bred with the
Mhm.
women that were here
Already
that was
here.
left over from the war. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know this is why
exactly.
when we grow up and you know and especially in the South in Black culture and especially in South Carolina, it's man,
Yeah,
my great grandma was Indian. My
yeah,
great
yeah,
grandma, we all got Indian in our blood. So it's like,
yeah.
well, how is that? How is that the case? Is because they mostly only brought men here,
Mhm.
and these men had to find women to breed with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That even makes more sense. That fact that you just
Mhm.
that you just figured you
Yeah.
dropped. You know what I'm saying? That even
Yeah.
makes more sense.
And then out of
Um,
the 15 million, only like 200,000 actually came to to this part of the world, to
yeah,
the Americas, North
exactly.
America.
North
The
America.
15
Yep,
million was spread out between North and South America.
exactly correct.
Yeah.
And the islands. You know what I'm
And the
saying?
island. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So let me ask you this question. So you go to the Hisby. You see, you kind of little your story is a little different than most, man. Because most people I talk to, they just straight up to go the Christian route. you already are on the religious end, have a leg up because you went through the Hebrew Israelite. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's cool. Was it like dealing with the Yahweh ben Yahweh and etc. Like under that, or was
No,
it
no,
just?
no, 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 no.
Is it just?
So,
Yeah, you just. Yeah.
I identified as a Hebrew, but I was always self-taught.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
when I started going to church on Saturdays, shout out to Clyde Williams,
Hmm.
um, was my pastor at the time, and he's the one that got me into studying for real. One of
Yeah.
his favorite lines was "Study to show yourself approved."
Hmm.
So I would. That's when I started really studying, and
Mm.
I never really been a part of any Hebrew organization.
Gotcha.
But at the time, I identified as Hebrew because
Gotcha.
I quote unquote knew the knowledge of what was going on.
Hmm.
Um, but for the most part, I just read, man. I'm a reader.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Reading is a good thing, brother.
yeah. I can't think of the brother name. The Morris Institute,
More
uh,
science,
Morris Science Temple.
Noble
I mean,
Drelly.
not Noble, the other one that's doing it now.
Oh,
I can't remember his
Tariq.
name.
Tariq.
Reed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I even studied some of his stuff, and
Oh yeah, he on point.
yeah,
That brother on point.
man,
I've been watching him for years, man.
Northwest of Mexham and all that, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
always, you know, I even study, Hinduism,
Hmm.
Buddhism, Taoism. All
Why not, right?
I read,
Yeah,
you
why
know,
not, right? It's there,
yeah,
right? Why not? That's the way I feel about it, man. You know, so I love people that I love individuals that just have open mind and just like sponges to life and experience, man, because it just makes them you can build a lot of character that way. You know what I mean?
right,
As opposed to just being, you know, having tunnel vision on from dogma and doctrines that are
yeah.
just, thrown
hmm
into you, man.
I was
So,
just talking to a brother 2 days ago at the laundromat because my wife was
uh-huh.
here. But I was talking to a brother 2 days ago at the laundromat. He's a Muslim, um,
Hmm.
but the gist of the story was I was just basically telling him like I don't have any religion or any thing that I hold as if it's I gotta do this or if I die it's gonna be whatever. I said I don't like to deal with the rhetoric.
Yeah.
I don't like dealing with the fluff.
Hmm.
You know, promise me a pie in the sky, and ain't
Hmm.
nobody ever seen the pie and came back.
Yeah,
you
exactly. No
know,
confirmation.
no confirmation.
I feel you. So what was your aha moment? The next level moment when it came to this more than this. I see this, this Bible thing. I see this Torah thing, Talmud thing. There's more. What was it? What was that part of it?
So my aha moment came in three stages.
Hmm.
So when I first moved back down to Beaufort, I had my
Hmm.
first child. My pops, he was watching this guy named Tony Smith. I don't know if anybody know who Tony Smith is.
Hmm.
If you do know who Tony Smith is, then he's like he goes after all the passes. He they call him the pastor killer or whatever. He's based out in Atlanta, and
Uh-huh.
he's strict about his belief with the Bible. You know,
Hmm.
and he that was my first aha moment.
Hmm.
Then this is how we actually got to the Saturday church, not Seventh Day Adventist, but it was a Sabbath keeping church in Beaufort that we actually found because we started watching Tony Smith first,
Hmm.
and then so that was the first aha moment. Then the second aha moment was when I was studying with my pastor at the time, and it basically came down to just eat the food I give you, don't question what I'm giving you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, hold on, like, wait a minute, I got, I can't, I'm not illiterate,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm not, I'm not stupid. I know how to read, so
Hmm.
let me continue to do my own reading, and then the next aha moment is when I actually joined the Hard Work Institute or the integration system with
Oh, okay, yeah. With
DJ
Brother
Green.
Dunn, DJ Green.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
my man.
yeah, that's my
Shout out
dog.
DJ Green.
Shout out DJ
Say
Green.
that
Go
heart
get his book.
associate.
Yeah, go get his book Heart and Soul by DJ
Yeah.
Green. Yeah. So that was like my third aha moment, and then
Ah.
you know,
I
and when I
see.
started doing tantra with Grand Trine and all of that, so it
So you kind of had like you had a serious foundation going into all of this. So like your transition was kind of just it was a probably pretty smooth transition, right?
yeah, it all came in sections and steps
Yeah.
to build upon the next one. I always say to myself, like with my pastor I was telling you about, I say he was the gatekeeper for me to get to this knowledge, because had I not got to him, I would have never been eager to study as I was studying.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I always felt a connection with what we call God. You know, I always felt
Mhm.
that inside. You know, as a kid. You know, but to actually go into it, and I was always serious about it too.
Mhm.
So you know, so when I started getting into it and going through the different levels, you know, it's more levels to go. You know,
Yeah.
but as I started going through the different levels, is how I ended up getting to the point of understanding the true essence of the creative force or the life force.
Yeah, that it's interesting because you kind of like went through the it's like a spiritual aspect, but like dealing with everything like the Grand Trine and everything, DJ Green. That's like that's a whole new level of it, dealing with the breathing, the life force, and
Right,
internally
right,
as a yeah. So that's a lot of people that, for example, the atypical Christian person or most religious people, they wouldn't even go that route because
right.
they're
They
not even really aware of it.
right, right, right,
Hmm.
right. And their mental isn't ready to receive that kind of modality. You know what I'm saying, or
Hmm.
method of
Yeah, method. Yeah.
that method of being,
Hmm.
because they're still stuck on holding into onto the right or wrong aspect of life, which really there
Yeah.
isn't right or wrong. It's just perception.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I remember reading the Sacred Wisdom of Tahuti, and it was saying as the pendulum of good and bad, you hold the pendulum. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Of good and bad. It's you know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right,
It's nobody else. You hold the pendulum as, the god or goddess, you know what I'm saying? As
right,
opposed to letting like in the Catholic Church, you got to go do confession on Sunday, and you got to tell, you know, the priest what you did wrong, and he tell you to do the Hail Marys. You know what I'm saying? Like, God
right,
dang,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But but hey, it is what it is, man. As they say, religion has helped a lot of good people. So hey, you like it,
right.
I love it.
And see, and this goes right into the topic of the day,
Yeah.
healing and sun cycle, because
Hmm.
my story is actually the process, you know, of healing, because the biggest thing that has us down as a people is the manipulation on our souls.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Go ahead, brother.
we have to um, we have to heal from those quote unquote concrete foundations that we have accepted
Yeah.
over millennia. Well, yeah, about a millennia now. You know, 4 millennia, 4 or 5 millennia now. Um, that's been just engraved into us, and they did it. They did it so
Hmm.
smoothly because we're a people of oral tradition.
Hmm.
Yeah, so what our oral tradition today is like how I started, which was I grew up in a Christian household. I was learning this from from my mother and my father and my grandmothers. Um, that's our oral tradition now. We're not, and it stops there. It goes as far back as we were slaves, like you
Hmm.
said. And
Hmm.
so now we have to start going beyond that, which is
Yeah.
going to, and this sparks the flame to healing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This sparks the flame to healing. If we're going to heal
Hmm.
as a nation, we have to first cut down all the thorns and thistles that have grown up over the
Mhm.
pureness of what we are really are. And that
Mhm.
means letting go of things that maybe that were taught to us through millennia that we hold true to our heart because of who taught it to us.
Mhm.
We hold
Exactly.
such things true to our heart because of the person that taught it to us. Surely great grandma wasn't lying.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gotta be real. And then we take we take the aspect of a manifestation because we all are manifestors and creators,
Mhm.
and we take that aspect of manifestation when things go the way that we thought it was to go or wanted it to go, and we give it to Jesus or we give it to Allah or whoever we want to give it
Mhm.
to, instead of sitting and saying, instead of realizing that your intentions were pure enough for it
Mhm.
to come to
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
Your intentions
For you
were
to be
pure.
able to execute it yourself
Right,
without any intermediaries.
right.
Yeah. That right there in itself is one of the things in which, like you said earlier, that was placed upon us as, you know, we had all access to the universe and we were giving a flat dead
Right.
religions, and cut
Religions,
us off, yeah, religions to cut us off from all of that. And now, like you're saying, like we got to get back to having that full access,
right, right.
Yeah.
And the first thing we got to do is go through those knee jerk reactions. I remember the
Yeah.
very first time I heard the story of. Don't get me lying now, but I think it was a set or um which one had his penis cut off and his
Asaru.
yeah
Asaru. Yeah.
Asaro. The first time I heard that story, I was I was like a straight up Sunday cold hard Christian. You know, like I was like, oh man, the devil went back in time and
Just
the,
making
the
shit
devil
up.
went back
Just
in
making
time
shit
because
up.
he knew what Jesus was gonna be. So he went back in time and had them people write this story. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like to be to be logical, because I'm very logical and critical of things. Is it
Hmm.
more logical that this spiritual being went back in time to or came before time to manipulate those in the future, or did some people read these stories and rewrite them?
Rewrite them. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's man, look, they got this thing now called Quillbot, right? I use it a
Hmm.
lot. Shout out to
Uh-huh.
Quillbot. I You can actually go online,
Hmm.
copy and paste someone's article, and it'll rewrite it for you in
Hmm.
in your own words.
Hmm.
And you can cut piece from here, piece from there, whatever, and it'll
Hmm.
rewrite the whole article for you. No plagiarism, no nothing.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Yeah. We could talk. We could talk for hours about maybe that's another discussion. But as we both know, man, that you know, I'm gonna say this, and this is for the record. It's like I'm never gonna look down at anybody because of their. Just like you and I have been talking about, we went through these schools of religion.
mhm.
Everybody has those things that get them where they need to be. You know what I mean? It's just that, and some people are just, it's okay for them to be stuck with that their whole life, maybe
Right.
next lifetime. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's like it took me a while, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real, to really stop judging people and being prejudgmental or being, on my high horse when it came to, oh, I'm right. Because I'm telling you, when I had them books when I was, back in the 90s, reading them Dr.
Yeah.
York books, believe me, I was going to my mom, see this is what it says in Hebrew. And you know what? That ain't real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
young and you got that image and you got the stuff to back it up. So
Right.
in a lot of cases, it make you an asshole. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm
An enemy.
saying?
It
A
make you an
jerk. You know what I'm
enemy.
saying? Yeah. Nobody want to hear
Yeah.
you talk like that. So
Right.
through the right knowledge, the right wisdom, the right understanding, you get to the
Mhm.
point in which you can convey your message to
Right. Right.
anybody
To
the
anybody.
proper way and use the
Right.
scripture to communicate. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
I,
It all has its place.
it all has its place, and I would say,
Yeah.
so I would say, like when I was telling you, I was talking to the brother at the laundromat.
Hmm.
I Just because I know what I know, or I think I know what I think I know,
Yeah.
right? Um, I'm not gonna be upset with someone that's comfortable with staying where they are because
Exactly.
some people do need that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Some people need that. Some people do need to be guided. Some
Exactly.
people do need to be told what to do, but
Exactly.
others don't. You know,
Yeah.
and some might need it a little more than others. Some might not.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how far do you want to go? Because let's put it like this. You know, we got levels to the rebirth of the kings and queens of this earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We got
Exactly.
we got the surface level. That's the Black Lives Matter, the
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Lives
Yeah. Yeah.
Matter
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all know what's going on. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people, these cops killing us, and this da
Mm-hmm.
da da. Da. That's the surface level. Then you
Yeah.
got the next level where I would jump. I'm gonna jump a couple levels, but then you get to the conscious community. You know,
Mm-hmm.
man, we go back in the days, man. We were kings, and you know, we need to get back to what we were, and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you got a few more levels down where you're actually sitting down with a person like me or DJ Green doing
Mm-hmm.
your shadow work,
Doing your work.
doing the
Yep.
hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Getting those generational curses done or
Yeah.
dealt with to and teaching those things to your children to actually
Exactly.
make it, you know what I'm saying, the next to make it heal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could tell you I got scratched a cut all day,
Mm-hmm.
but if I don't never put a band-aid on it, if I don't never take antibiotics so it don't get infected, if I don't never do what I need to do for the cut to heal properly, I just
Mm-hmm.
got a cut.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Yeah.
and I'm aware
Operative.
of
Yeah. Operative opposed to speculative. You
it.
gotta do
Right.
the work. You know what I mean? You gotta get in there. You gotta do the work as opposed to just you can read books all day. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, you can
you,
read books all day.
yeah, man, you gotta get your hands dirty, getting out in the field, man. You know what I'm saying? So, so the aha moment you had. So was the biggest thing because and I'm just kind of piecing your story together in my mind. It seems like you know once you started going internal, then everything really opened up. Is that
Yeah,
correct? Okay,
yeah.
yeah, that makes
Once
sense.
I started, quieting my mind and thoughts and actually going and searching my heart and
Mhm.
actually going and you know feeling myself,
Mhm. Mhm.
actually feeling my breath because we breathe 20,000 times a day, but we're not feeling 20,000 breaths. There she go.
There you go. I know. I told you.
But we're not feeling 20,000 breaths, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
actually being conscious breathing is what it's called. Conscious
Yeah.
breathing and things like that of that nature. Um, that's when I started to feel the energy move and flow. That's when
Mhm.
I started to, realize like, oh, my leg hurting, not because of whatever, whatever, but it's hurting because of this pain that I felt internally a
Mm.
long time ago that I never got over.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? And it's
Gotcha.
causing stress in my leg.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
that's when I was able to start feeling. Feeling is the most important thing I would say.
It's very interesting to me because a lot of the brothers and sisters that come on here, and it's like we all of us are all connected in a way of to the point in which we all know that there's something more, and that something more, of course, there's a lot of stuff out externally, but
Hmm.
the journey within, you know what I mean, is the most, you know, you are the temple of God. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Hmm.
journey is you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the individuals that I just that come on the show, it's very interesting because everybody keeps likes to say, we're back. Because for a while we lost our consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Literally, we lost who we were. We have amnesia, you know what I'm saying? But
Right,
it's like literally, you know what I'm saying? But now, like when I talk to brothers like you and other sisters, all the time, it's like you can see how we're back. And I love to say that, you know what I'm saying? We,
right.
it's we're at this, we're literally just beginning to really start to wake up. And shout out to all those. master teachers that we had, you know what I'm saying, starting from all the way back on, you know, on the going back when on the Noble
Yeah,
Drew,
Drew
all the
Ali.
way up, yeah, all the way up, you know what I'm saying? Yahweh Ben Yahweh, Dr. York, you know, I can keep on going on and on.
Yeah,
The Honorable
it's a
Elijah
lot.
bin Muhammad, I can go
Yeah,
on and on, but shout out to them because, you know, if it wasn't from them laying that foundation now,
mm,
we were never lost. We were
right.
never ever lost. We were lost, but we were never completely lost. We always had guides to get us here because you know, brothers like me and you, sisters, like we could sit here, we could talk about all day about some of those teachers that got us here. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you know, that's when you know they're always that connection to source. You know what I mean? That always, even though we had to go through our time of you know sleep and amnesia, you know, we still had a connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it is a great honor when you think
yeah,
about
yeah,
it,
it is.
to actually be able to have the ability to go back to those teachers' writings
Hmm.
and
Exactly,
stuff
exactly.
like. Because when we think about those teachers, they were getting that information from in times where this was taboo. You see
No
what I'm
internet,
saying?
no
No
internet.
internet, no
Writing books.
writing books, and their teachers, the teachers that taught them, were teaching these things and learning these things in fear.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
exactly.
saying? Because we
Hmm.
couldn't at one point we couldn't even have a book,
Hmm.
or
Exactly, exactly,
so
exactly
it
right.
was. It's like it's an honor to be able to that. I feel like they're all smiling right now because it's stuck.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
stuck, and now it's flourishing, it's growing, like it's spreading like wildfire. And like you said,
I
we
agree
don't.
100%, man. I look at these cats, you know, even the young cats, like I'll be on the internet. I'm talking about young, like you know, 16 years old, 18. These young kids, they out there, you know, quoting all these master teachers. You know what I'm saying? At 18 years old, and they get it.
And they
And
get
you
it.
can see it and they get it, you know, and they want
Right,
more, man. So,
right,
you know, and exactly, and that's one of the reasons, you know, healing in the sun cycle. We know we're in the sun cycle now. We
right,
know that, you know, this is in and you know, the reawakening is inevitable. We know
right.
this is, you know, this is our time. So my question to you is, what are the things that we need to do to heal? What are the different sources we need to contact? I mean, should we, you know, become a not a mixed martial artist or a mixed metaphysician? You know what I'm saying? What for the people that
Mm-hmm.
might be new to kind of stuff? Could you kind of maybe break down the things that your tool belt
Mm-hmm.
of metaphysics that you think that you know people should utilize?
Right. So first thing I would say is stay true to yourself. Right.
Hmm.
Don't become a martial artist if you don't like to fight. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the first thing is to stay true to yourself. Find out what energy that you're working with.
Hmm.
Brother Oi,
Hmm.
is good with breaking that down. And matter of fact, when you tag me in this, I'll make sure I leave a comment to his video where he actually goes in and breaks down, the different seasons for your energy.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, 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 yeah.
because my energy, I am a healer by nature.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I was born in a time where you're supposed to let things go.
Hmm.
You see, now you got some people that are born in times where that are partiers. Then you got
Hmm.
people that are born in times that.
Mm.
So you want to first want to find out your lane.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the first step. The second thing I would say is learn as much as you can, and
Hmm.
don't be afraid to learn something that shakes you. 9 times out of 10, if it shakes you, it's some truth to it. Um,
Hmm.
you see, and that's your ego trying to stop it
Hmm.
because he knows that you're going to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Um, third thing I would say is journal, write this stuff down, take notes, evaluate yourself.
Hmm.
Um, pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to pay attention, especially to the information and the vibrations that you take in. because those things will influence your mind and your body and soul. So, for example, if I'm constantly just watching football, I'll know everything about
Hmm.
football. I'll know
Everything.
the stats. I know that shit inside and out. But if I look at myself like that,
Hmm.
you know, I'll know my stats. Learn your stats.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Learn your
yeah.
stats. Learn your energy.
Hmm.
And have time to sit with yourself. Set aside that time to sit with yourself. Um, the fourth thing I would say, I'm probably gonna give y'all 10 Commandments in a second.
That's all right.
But
They need it.
the fourth thing I would say is find you some school of metaphysics.
Hmm.
Find a school of metaphysics, and engage in it. Whether you go through EFI, whether
Hmm.
whether you go through the Kemetic teachings,
Hmm.
um, whether you just jump the gun and go straight to the integration system,
Yeah.
or you go straight to tantra, some sort of energy work, Reiki.
Hmm.
You want to start learning how to move and feel your energy move, and actually, so some sort of metaphysics definitely is needed. Um, Also, pay attention to the cycles.
Hmm.
Uh, like right now, the sun is switching the magnetic poles. The poles of the sun are switching as we
Hmm.
speak. They
Yeah.
switch every 11 years, I think, approximately. The
Hmm.
magnetic field of the sun's poles. So north
Hmm.
becomes south and south becomes north.
Hmm.
Okay. Pay attention to that because that's a different energy at the top versus the
Hmm.
bottom. You see,
Hmm.
so some people run around like, man, why I feel like this, and you trying to do
Hmm.
the same thing you've been doing a couple years ago, but that's it's a different
Different day and
vibe.
time. Yep.
Yeah, it's a
Yep.
different vibe out there now.
Hmm.
You can't do all that like it was. It ain't
Nah.
gonna work the same way.
It
Um,
it's
Go ahead.
interesting you say that because and I just talked about. I think we were talking about it a little bit. Just like this past summer, you know,
Mhm.
like when you went outside, you know, you felt heat, but you felt something on top of the heat.
On top of the heat, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, and I remember shout out to Priestess Ramon. I think she hit us. She was on here earlier. She put a comment in there, but we always we be calling each other up, and we be like, "Yo, do you feel this?" You know what I'm saying? Because some of us are in tune, and we can feel all this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the that energy. Dr. Double Blair always he was always said that the earth is graduating from kindergarten into graduate school. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And because and the sun is waking up to allow it to. And me as melanated people, we are part of that process as well.
Right, right,
If you're doing right. You know what I'm
right,
saying? If you eating,
right.
if you eating, chitlin tacos every day, and you have polluted melanin, then
Mhm.
let's keep it real, people falling out every day too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because they're not because we're going we're ascending, and you have
Right,
to come
right,
along with the planet and the earth. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. What are you saying?
right.
The next commandment.
The fifth thing I would say is to and I'm guilty of this too, but drink water, man.
Yeah.
Like drink water. Like if we're what 85% water,
Mhm.
I think 16% carbon, and I ain't gonna go through the whole list, but drink some water. But not only drink the water, before you drink your water, speak to your water.
Yeah.
You see,
True.
there was a there was a study. Uh, Look it up. Just look up the water study. They took two glasses of water from the same well or from the same tap.
Mm.
In one room, they uh they cussed at the water, cursed at it,
Mm-mm.
yelled at it, screamed at it, and in the other room, they spoke loving and caring words to the water.
Mhm.
Um, then they froze it.
Mhm.
They froze both of them. The
Mhm.
one that they cursed at froze jagged and,
Mm.
and cracked and
Mhm.
um, just all kind of mixed. You know, it wasn't it,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah. It wasn't
wasn't
fluid.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't.
fluid.
The one that they spoke love to froze solid,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you know, it just, yeah, it had a different. Um, you all right, brother? Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it had
good. Yeah. You drink
it
some
had a
more water. How you
different.
talking about
Yeah, we need to drink some more water.
that?
It had a
Throw some
different.
throw some liquid chlorophyll in that water too. Why you saying
Right.
it? But go ahead.
Also, get some kind of regimen.
Mhm.
Whether you know, because we deplete our energy so much, we also
Mhm.
want to make sure that we're bringing something in to bring it back up.
Mhm.
Um, whether that's an herbal regimen, working
Yeah.
out,
Mhm.
um, find some kind of regimen that you would want to get on and stick to it. Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what's that, number five, number six. Number six, I would say find a group of people that are
Mhm.
like minded
Mm.
where you're not the smartest one in the room.
Yeah.
Um, you want to surround yourself with people, and if and we're in a world right now where you ain't even got to go outside the house to surround yourself with that kind of people. You know,
Mhm.
so it don't no excuses. Find you a group of people where y'all sit down and have mastermind groups.
Yeah.
Um, you know, planning, getting making sure that you're held accountable at a certain level of degree. Not
Yeah.
necessarily saying like they're gonna grade you or anything, but
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this as a
Motivation. Motivation.
motivation. Yeah.
Yeah. Motivation.
Um, find you a group of people that's doing it. Actually, coming up on November 6th through December 18th,
Mhm.
I'm actually hosting a group of that nature.
Okay.
So we're going to have mastermind building, um, all of the things that we need. It's a 7 week course. I got the herbs. We're going to be focusing on our chakras, our energy centers, and
Okay.
each week is one chakra.
Nice.
And we're going to be taking notes, journaling, writing down our dreams, everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, find you a group of people that that's in your lane, that's in your wavelength, and that's
Mhm.
that's trying to go to the next wavelength.
Yeah.
Don't just find
Exactly.
no group that's just trying to stay where they at. Try go get a group, get into a group of people that's focused on growth. um the What's that, six? All right, I ain't gonna give y'all 10. I'm gonna give y'all seven.
7. All right.
um the last thing I would say is to take yourself serious.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Take yourself serious. um we we people, we like to put ourselves on the back burner.
Mhm.
Life, oh man, I couldn't do that because life life
Mhm.
took over this one. If
Mhm.
you're not taking yourself serious, if you're not making the moves and doing the things that's going to keep you happy, because happiness heals all.
Yeah.
If you're not going to keep yourself happy enough, or take yourself serious enough to keep yourself happy, meaning, okay, not comfortable but happy. You understand? If you want to lose weight and you don't go to the gym, you're not taking yourself serious enough.
Mhm.
Or you don't necessarily have to go to the gym, but if you're not doing something
Mhm.
different, then you're not taking
Yeah.
yourself serious enough to be
Mhm.
happy. You just want to stay comfortable. If
Mhm.
you want to, make some extra money, but you're not making no kind of hustle moves, you're not taking yourself serious enough. You want to stay comfortable. But you
Mhm.
don't want you want the happiness. You see the happiness that you can have, but you're too comfortable to get it. Actually take yourself serious, get up
Mhm.
and get it done. Like make the moves. Right now the sun, like I said, the sun is the poles of the sun is changing. So
Hmm.
with all that energy moving,
Hmm.
you got enough energy moving right now to make some shit happen.
If if you right now, me personally, I feel as though like there needs to be more hours in the day because of the mindset, the energy that is here to get things accomplished. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Of course, we all got to rest, man, but like
Hmm.
it's like get it, go out and get it.
Yeah,
Make it
yeah, yeah.
happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Go out. It is,
Hmm.
you got your time. You can rest.
Hmm.
You can fall asleep. You can astral project. You got your time to play out in the cosmos. Get
Hmm.
your body rest out. But yo, get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Make it
Yeah,
happen.
make it happen. I would
Make it
say,
happen.
you know, I know what you're saying. Like it feels like we need more hours in a day,
Yeah,
but we have all the time we need.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. We
we
do.
got all the time we need. We just have to be more time
Efficient.
manageable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
efficient.
time
Yeah,
efficient.
efficient with our time management. Yep.
So one thing that I'm also going to be doing in this in this class that I'm be having starting on November 6th, we're going to meet one week. We're going to actually meet on Sundays, you know, and get our plan for the week, go through that
Hmm.
week, and then come back next Sunday. But one thing that I'm going to start is there's a book called the 12-week year.
Okay.
The 12-week year. Everybody go get that book. If you're trying to be efficient, please go get that book. You can actually get it free on YouTube. Just type in the 12-week year audio book, and basically it shows you how to get done in 12 weeks, where most people don't get done in a year.
Hmm.
The
Damn.
12-week year, and it's all about it's how you
Write that
plan.
down. Huh?
Yeah, write that down. The 12-week year.
I like that talk.
Yeah, man.
Cause I was thinking about getting a clone until you just got me that book. A couple, a
Let
couple clones.
me get a couple clones real
Yeah,
quick.
I think it's gonna be less expensive me getting clones. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah, that'll be that, and that's free. You can get that on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh, pay attention to chapter 11. Chapter 11 is where it really gets. Chapter 11 through, I think it's like 20 some chapters in the book, but chapter
Hmm.
11 is when it starts. And I just give you guys a quick rundown on the book. Um, it talks of you have your goal, and then they also you write your goals down, and then you want to say, okay, what's my goal for these next 3 years? All right, there's 12 weeks in each season, right?
Hmm.
So you're going to start compartmentalizing tasks
Hmm.
and get them done within those weeks. You would think of a week, a day like a week, and a week like a month.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
each
Yeah.
12 weeks is a year for you.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's one thing we're gonna be going over in
I
the
like
class.
that.
Yeah. So think about it, when we had when in business, when you got they be like, all right, first quarter, here it is. What we gonna do for
Yeah.
first quarter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Well, why fourth quarter boom the most?
Yeah.
Why does fourth quarter boom the most? It's because um the year is almost over.
Yeah.
So if you have four fourth quarters in a year, you see what I'm
That's a lot of
saying?
booming. It's a lot of
That's a lot
booming.
of booming. That's a lot of booming. Yeah. So
Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. 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 See, I'm always looking for ways just to become more efficient. You know what I mean? Cause that's why I like to study the different things. It's always see, one thing I learned about doing martial arts, you know what I'm saying? Just like you were talking about as far as surrounding people with people that are smarter than you, or that know more than you, that there's always room to grow and learn
Mhm.
as a person. The ceiling never ends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't care
It
if you're
ain't no
even
ceiling.
working out. Yeah, I don't care if you're working out. You always get stronger,
Right.
and that's more stronger. You always can always read books, but guess what? There's always something that's strong, somebody stronger than you and knows more than you. So you can keep
Right.
on learning from
You
other
keep on
individuals, you
learning.
know what I'm saying? So take advantage, man. Y'all out there, take advantage of shoot, just take advantage of your life, just on a
Right.
serious tip, like he was
For
saying.
sure.
Take
Yeah, be
yourself
serious
serious,
about
yeah,
it.
man, because yo, you can be the best thing you could ever imagine. You just have to put the effort into it.
Right.
And that's one of the main reasons why we're here existing and living on this third dimension, this plane right now. This place is a school. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We gotta figure out the best way and to become the best you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and that's what we do. That's what that's what the whole Polka Dot Rabbit podcast is all about. We're about, trying to make these people, trying to make us all the best we can be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That this, that's my thing. It's like, we got this beautiful planet, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got this, people all on it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we could be the best if we all just would be the best that we could
Us.
be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Be the
saying? Then this place would
best.
be a lot different.
Be the best you can be, man. That's
Be the
that's the
best you can be, man. Be
Yep.
the
Oh
best you
yeah.
can be.
I don't compete with nobody but
Yeah,
myself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I compete with myself. Did I
exactly.
can I do better tomorrow? You
Yeah,
know,
exactly,
I can do
exactly. Yeah,
better than
yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
yesterday. Um, I can be nicer than I was yesterday. You
yeah.
know, I
Mm-hmm.
can be happier than I was yesterday.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
know. Let me give you number 8.
Okay, we're gonna get to 10.
We might get to number 10.
Yeah,
Let's give you number 8. Gratitude, gratefulness,
yeah,
being
yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
Just being grateful alone could uh could transform you in ways that you could
Mm-hmm.
never understand. Like, for
Yeah.
example, a lot of anybody wants more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody wants more money, but a lot of us ain't grateful with the money we got. We, you see what I'm saying? We don't even keep it enough. We go check the check. That's what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, that's careless.
Mm-hmm.
It's being careless with it, and then we say, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
man, if only I had more money." Well, you ain't even taking care of what you got right now. Or
Mm-hmm.
say, if only I had a car, I could do more. Well, you ain't even getting up to catch a ride. You
Mm-hmm.
know? Or you
Mm-hmm.
ain't even getting on. You ain't even beating. Kicking rocks to get where you need to go.
Yeah.
Like, be grateful you got shoes. If you ain't got no
Mm-hmm.
car,
That's
you
true,
know,
man.
be grateful because there's some people walking and ain't got no shoes.
Man, some people can't walk, man.
Some people
Some
can't
people
even
can't
walk.
walk. They can't
You
see.
know,
Man, phew.
gratitude.
Gratitude, man. I agree with you, man.
When I wake up in the morning, sometimes I like just sit before I even move out the bed. I just like to sit there and just feel gratitude come over me.
Mm-hmm.
Like because this wasn't promised. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I go to sleep expecting to wake up, but that ain't always the case. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to just sit there. Sometimes I even go back to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's a lazy part of me. But I sometimes I sit there and try to feel the gratitude before I even move out the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's yeah, man. Be grateful for your life because that's
Mm-hmm.
something. You know, be grateful.
Yeah,
That's
man. That's so
healing.
powerful and it's so true, man.
Healing is you're deserving for healing, and we're all deserving to be healed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, but why would you be healed if you're not grateful for
Mm-hmm.
where you are now? You know,
Exactly.
you got to be
Exactly.
grateful. Gratitude is like the number one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I remember, in my walk, how sometimes that I would compare myself to other people that I know in other situations, but it's like, this is obviously early on, but
Hmm.
once I started learning stuff like the human design, my natal chart, you know what I'm saying, everything that comes along with it, I was like, yo, once we're on this in life, it's like the Truman Show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're all
What a
we're
guy.
all yeah, whatever anybody else is doing, they can motivate you and assist you. But when it comes to you yourself, this is your time to shine. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
you can't you can't compare it to anybody else because you are the Truman in the Truman Show. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you can only be as worse as you want to be because you want to be lazy, or you the ones that can be the best that you want to be because you want to be the best person you can be. It's all on you, man. You know,
Yeah. It's all on you.
it's all on you, man. Yeah, man. That's a. Oh, sorry. What you got? What number is that? That's number. We
That
on
was
number
number
nine?
eight.
Huh? That
That
was number
was
eight.
great, but we
Okay.
might stop right there. We be at number
No,
20.
we look. If we talk, so the more we talk, you gonna get nine and ten. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? For real,
Yeah.
for real.
So okay. Let me go a little direction, man, because people that read my book, they understand, and I always talk about the time how important traveling is, just to see
Mhm.
this globe and meet, what kind of experiences you have like traveling? Did you have a lot of experience as far as putting your different perspectives on people, life? You know what I'm saying? Traveling
Yeah,
or.
yeah.
Hmm.
So one of my biggest experiences was when I went to Iraq. Alright.
Hmm.
Now, I didn't do a lot of combat,
Hmm.
like, but I did meet a lot of foreign people. I did
Yeah,
meet a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
foreign people. I met people from Uganda. I met
Hmm.
people from Ethiopia. I met Iraqis.
Hmm.
Um, One of the things that stood out to me while being there, um, I was working side by side with the Iraqi gentleman, and he was like, "Yeah, I got thir-" and this goes back to the gratitude too. He was like, "Yo, I got 4 wives and 13 children,
Hmm.
right?" And I'm like, well, how much they paying you? I think they was paying him like $5 a day.
Hmm.
The military, the U.S.
Yeah.
government was paying him like
Hmm.
$5 a day or something like that. He working. I'm talking about he working hours, and he was so happy though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, when I get home, I can't wait to get home to see my family and this, that, and that.
Hmm.
And then, he was like, I was like 19 at the time. I was real,
Yeah.
real young. I was real young.
Real
Um,
green.
yeah, real green. Thought I wasn't, but yeah, real green.
Hmm.
Um,
Don't we all?
and, yeah, and I just was able to see, like when I was thinking back, like, man, I grew up, never had to worry about no lights. They don't even have central air over there. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm like, wow, man, like,
Hmm.
why? What is the? If you don't get out and see, you would never really be able to appreciate what it is that you have.
Exactly.
Uh,
Hmm.
and because I mean, you can look at feed the children all day on the commercial,
Hmm.
but until you actually go out there and see them kids,
See it? Yeah,
yeah, man, it's not the same. It'd be like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. It, it's interesting. I tell people all the time. My man Mark England, he here in Virginia, he was telling me that 10% of Americans have passports. You know,
yeah,
and I talk about this in my book as well. But it it makes so much sense traveling around, the United States and talking to people and understanding how, just along with the religious aspect of people's mind being inside of a box, you
hmm
know, how not traveling keeps your mind in a box.
it
You're
keeps
you're
you
you're being in a box.
right,
You know what I mean? Because I've seen and touched things, all over this world, some things that, or even just people, talk to people, like you said,
right,
what I'm saying, all races, all colors, you know what I'm saying, that just changed my whole perspective about humanity. You know what I
right,
mean? And you
right,
can, change your whole perspective about just, just so many things because just being exposed to life, true life, not being in a
and
box.
block,
Yeah,
right. Like I
man.
know people that never left Buford,
Yeah, exactly,
and
exactly, exactly.
I know people that never left their hometown, and they develop that hometown mentality,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I mean, never left,
Yeah,
like
I believe you. I know.
not even going down the road, um, and it's like it's the world is so much bigger
Yeah,
than
man.
than
You could never
just
imagine.
you can never imagine.
Yeah, man. Like man. That's why I be getting it, boy. I be as much as I can. I be out, boy. Me,
Yeah,
they call me Indiana Joe. You know what I'm saying? Because I be
yeah,
going to the ancient sites. And, I be looking at this stuff. If I see it on like Ancient Aliens, like on the
yeah,
show, I be like,
yeah. I
I'm
love it.
going.
And, oh, since I'm gonna be going to the Bahamas for the first time here in December, so where would you
Okay.
recommend I go when I get there? I know you done
Um,
been.
yeah, I've been to Bahamas. Well, I mean, Bahamas doesn't see when I go to places, I like to go to the ancient ruins and sites like that. So no,
Mm-hmm.
Bahama really doesn't have.
When
It
I
has
was there.
nice beaches, you know what I'm saying? But if you gonna have fun just because it's a tourist spot, it's, you
Yeah,
can chill.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know anywhere I could really recommend you besides, it's a tourist spot, you know what I'm saying? Got beaches
Okay, okay.
everywhere, places.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
I thought you might have some ruins or something.
Nah, not Bahamas. Nah, nah. You got to go like to you know, Mexico,
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
Central
Peru.
America. Yeah.
I want
Peru,
to.
yeah. I think Peru has what's that place called up in the what's it called? Up in all in the air. What's the
The
name of it?
plateau.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it right now. I'm having a brain fart, but I mean I'm seeing the pictures of it, but
They said that's a big
uh
giant tree.
what is
I
the name
think
of the
that's
place?
I
I'm
think
about to
that's
go
what you're
crazy
talking
thinking about it. I can't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, they got they got it um they got places all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you get a real good taste of it easy, quick and easy by going to Mexico and seeing places like Chichen Itza,
about.
Tulum, um, um, Chichen Itza, Coba, Belize. They got the old Olmecan slash Mayan pyramids there and
Hmm.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You. I tell people all the time, like, once you go see. I was in D.C. probably about 5, 6 months ago, right?
Hmm.
Washington D.C. That is, and I was looking at the monument, and I was looking at all the old, the buildings in around there, the ones that they made, and I'm just like, yo, once you see these old, true buildings of antiquity, have them had thousands and thousands of years,
Hmm.
like DC looks like you know how you you know how you go to like Disney World and you be seeing all the cracks on the side and how it look
Yeah,
all you can
yeah.
tell that that Jethro and his homeboys are just fixing it up. That that's it. Machu
Machu
Picchu. That's
Picchu.
it. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. Um, but um, but yeah, Machu Picchu. Yeah, that's in Peru. You know what I'm saying? I think that's probably the one you were talking about as well. But once you see these places and you come back to these, it looks like it's so bland and generic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? You know what I mean? It's very bland and generic. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Travel, have fun, man. See the world. You meet some amazing people. You see some amazing places, man. I'm talking. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
talking to y'all out there. If y'all haven't, get your passport, and what I'm saying, it ain't gonna break your pockets. Get your passports. Yeah,
I think
hop on
if
a
you
plane.
get one the same day in Atlanta, same,
Oh,
you
oh,
get
that's
the
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
yeah,
kept
you
yeah
get
with
a 7 day
the
trip.
expedited joint. Yep, you sure
Yeah. Hmm.
can. Or close to it, like a day or so. Yep, yep. You're right. Because the other people, you pay the other people to do it, and they get it processed
Yeah.
faster. You're right. My homeboy did that. But yeah, but I had to talk to you about traveling, knowing you were in the military, man. You had to go
Yeah.
down there, Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I've been to Germany.
Hmm.
Been to where else I've been? I only stopped through Germany though. Not like I ain't stay there too
Hmm.
long.
Hmm.
But I was able to see the Autobahn, but I ain't get on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, like that.
They won't
Um,
allow you on that with your Yugo, right? With your
right. It was like, shoot, I was a terrible driver back then anyway. So I just like, nah, he
appreciate
can't.
that.
No, not him. Um,
Yeah,
I think that's the only place in Europe I've been, and then I've been to the Middle East, and then
yeah.
I never been to South America or anything like that. I want to go back.
When you were in Iraq, did you see any of like the ziggurats or ruins and stuff like
Yeah,
any of those statues? Oh, you did?
I went to Saddam's temple.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I walked the Euphrates. I walked the Euphrates.
Uh-huh.
Um, I seen so I was over the whole
Dang.
country. I went from Mosul all the way to Kirkuk. which is at from top to bottom basically.
So you
And
saw the big ziggurats, that the old
yeah,
ruins there. Good
big one.
gracious,
Man,
man.
I was in Talil,
Damn.
Iraq. Uh, I was in Talil, Iraq, man, and out there you could see it. It looked like a mountain, but it was a ziggurat.
It was ziggurat. Yeah,
It was out
man.
there. It was out there. It was like maybe like at least 50 miles out, but it was so big. It was so huge. Like they used to actually go up there and send rockets to the base from up there because of how big it, it had a good vantage point.
So you could see it from 50 miles away.
Yeah, it's huge from Talil.
Because
Yeah.
I seen them all the time. I just didn't know
Well, you
how
well,
big they were. You know.
it's a flat lane. I mean, you can see
Oh yeah, so it'd be
hundreds of
easier.
miles.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can see
yeah, yeah.
hundreds of miles. Yeah, but yeah,
But you couldn't. Dang.
you could actually see it though. It looked like a mountain. That's how big it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, I believe it, man. That's an Anunnaki, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The
no,
Sumerians and Anunnaki building all of stuff, man. That stuff is insane to me, man.
mm-hmm.
Just being able to, because you always hear about this stuff, but knowing that that stuff is really there, you can touch it and feel it, man. Like,
Yeah,
I was in the British Museum, someone looking at it was in the Sumerian part and
hmm,
also the Egypt part, and I was looking at those huge busts. They had, humongous busts, man. There was this one bust in there. The head was the size of it was an Egyptian bust. The head was just the size of a bus. That's how big it was, literally. It was humongous, just the head, man. And they
yeah,
had like, oh man, this stuff's amazing, man. That's why I
yeah.
love. That's why. What's the question? Okay.
It's the
Have a
first
passport, but
traveler.
haven't traveled due to
It's,
illness. What is the
it's,
first solo?
it's
Mm, It depends. I mean, like I said earlier, if you like to see stuff like we talk about, it's real easy to go to Mexico and Cancun, like Tulum
yeah. I was just gonna
and
say
those
go to
places.
Cancun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's funny, man. Because even when the COVID, or the quote unquote the scam, when that went down, um, Cancun never shut down. You had to wear a mask, but you could go
But
over
then
there.
you can go over
Yeah,
there.
it didn't shut down. But yeah,
Mhm.
if it's your first trip, you know what I'm saying, I would say, somewhere like, and plus uh it's pretty safe in Cancun, relatively speaking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't, especially if you're going solo, you know what I'm saying? But I would do something small like that, if you're going out if you're going out the country, you know what I'm saying? Mexico's always good. What you think?
There's some nice places in America you can go.
Mm-hmm.
To be
Oh
honest.
yeah, there is. Oh yeah. He talking about get a passport. He said getting the hell on, or he or she. I can't see him, but he trying to get the hell on.
Always have to get the hell
Yeah,
on
he said I
about
have a passport. Yeah,
it.
he trying to
Yeah.
get the hell on. I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? But you are right. There are some beautiful places in the states. I was just in Oregon last year and climbed up the mountain. There was this mountain. My friends
Mhm.
and they showed me they hiked there all the time, and you could see where Mount St. Helen, like I think it was in the 80s, that Mount St. Helen, the top blew
Mhm.
off of it. So you could see a picture of it before. It used to be like this, but
Mhm.
now since it blew up, it looked like that. And you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
when you climb up on top of the what they call it, the peak or whatever they call it, the ridge or whatever some they call it, you could see four mountains around you. And the mountain, I can't remember when Mount Hood, I think it was they called it. Man, that thing was so big, man. It was right in front of you. It was humongous. Like
Yeah.
it was. Oh man, yeah, a lot of beautiful places in America too, man.
Yeah. I
Yeah, with
always wanted
passport,
to
yeah,
go. I always wanted to go to the Himalayas.
yeah,
I want to go, but I want to do it like the monks. I want to go out there
yeah,
with
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want to go all the way there. Just go to McDonald's, right?
yeah. I want to go out there and go up there with the monks when they go do some. They only go up there with their robes on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they spend like a week. Yeah, they got that
That
mind over matter thing down pat.
Yeah, and what you were saying, and what we were actually talking about earlier about that show, Ancient Aliens. If you watch that show, they show a lot of these places that you've never heard about, on different,
Mhm.
I mean, all the time, festivals and all these different things that you never even, you know, I'll be blown away by some of the new stuff that I learned, new places that you know, that they have all over this world that are just archaeological sites that are humongous, well known, and
Yeah.
and now because like you were breaking it down about the weather shifting in the water drying, now they're starting to find other cities and
On
stuff
the
that have been
city.
under
Yeah.
the water, all over the place now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They found
Yeah.
another Stonehenge in Spain, like a couple months ago.
Wow. I
Yep,
ain't even know
and yeah, because the water dried up, so it was just sitting there. It was another
that. Another one.
mother what do you call it, megalithic structures. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? This is we're in such a different day and time. You know what I mean? That
Right.
if you think, and we could kind of go into current events. If you want to talk some current events, we can do that too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you think that your life, the normal life that you just had, that just this is a new world we're living in. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know what I'm saying? There was a new world. These people that try to lock everybody down. They understand that, and they know it's changing too. So they got to put more distractions. But the vast majority of stuff that we were told and taught, like we said earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
know, is all fabricated. A lot of it, the vast majority of it's fabricated. There's so much more out there that we are not even told about.
Right. Oh man, don't even get started on that. There's a reason why we can't go to Antarctica, but
Exactly,
that's a
exactly.
whole another that's a whole another
Yeah,
rabbit hole right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I think the brother Rod Hayes a couple nights ago there, or somebody was talking about how they talking about this like a whole straight crystal city, like a whole straight crystal city, like across the glacier barrier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And but
Yeah.
the Nazis were down
Yeah.
there doing it for the longest time finding that
Yeah.
stuff out.
Anybody interested in that information, just go look up Operation High Jump.
Yep. Operation High Jump.
Operation High Jump. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Admiral Byrd.
Admiral Byrd. Yep.
I don't really get into all of the flat Earth propaganda, but you know, I do I do find a lot of that stuff interesting. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. 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 It it
um,
it all goes back to like we were saying earlier. Just we've been told lies for so long that the lies can't hold water but for too long. The truth has to come out.
right.
And when you research stuff like, like you said, Operation High Jump and, all these different things in which shows you the real deal about what's going on this earth. And, you start questioning it. Even like you was talking about how you want to go to Himalayas, like how they try to say that the earth is full of molten lava, but they say that there's Shambhala and Akhaurat, that there's actually cities inside
Oh
inside of
yeah,
the planet. Yeah,
I,
you
I,
know what I'm saying?
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Hmm.
Um, to get, when I was doing my studies, I told you I was
Hmm.
teaching and stuff, whatever, whatever. I read a lot of journals. I read a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
journals from travelers, and
Mm,
one specific journal. I can't, man. I would have to. My old computer broke. I had it saved on my old computer, but one of the specific journals I was reading, one of the voyagers, he wrote that he traveled to the north,
hmm.
right? And he
Mm.
said that he was able to see the other side of the sun, and
Oh
that
wow.
um, that the further he went north, the water changed from salt to fresh.
Mm.
Yeah, and I kind of and I kind of believe that because ice don't form in salt water.
Hmm.
So there's these glaciers and all of this stuff floating out
Hmm.
there, like to the
Mm.
further north, that could be fresh water out there somewhere.
Hmm.
And he talked about how it was uh, like a hole that led down into. It was
Into the
crazy.
earth.
Yeah,
I just I said about a month ago. I saw this thing online. I did a post on it on my but it showed how and it was in China, a huge sinkhole
I seen
crack.
that.
Yeah. And
Seen
did
that.
you
And it
see
had
that
trees,
inside?
and it
Yeah,
had
man.
trees and everything in there, and it ain't been open for thousands. And yeah, I seen that.
I
Yeah,
remember
that was
people used to always say Dr. Yoga's crazy when he used to talk about other stuff and like all that stuff is like Now we starting to see all these different things. Like I said, all our master teachers are saying all
Right.
this stuff is being confirmed
Yeah.
now, man.
Well, there was a tribe that was just found back in 2017
Mm,
in the Amazon River that had no contact to no civilization for
mm,
thousands of years,
yeah.
and they were saying that when they would walk into caves for 15 days
Mm,
and in darkness until the lights started to shine again, where
mm,
they would meet, they would be met with giants and different kind of creatures and
yeah.
all kinds.
Beings. Yep.
Yeah,
ETs.
yeah. It said that they would talk about the lava and all kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I was like, wow,
Yep.
this race of people haven't even been privy to what we know on the surface, and
Yeah.
they're speaking about things that you know that we think we just figured out.
Doctor Double Blinger said that he said that intelligent beings live inside the earth to avoid the radiation. That's what he said.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, surface
Yeah,
dwellers, we live up here getting, of course, melanin is different, but people are getting bombarded, especially if you don't have melanin, you get melanoma and you're getting torn up by the UV rays. But,
right.
you know, to avoid it all, just go inside the earth
On the
where there's
earth,
another sun, which
right,
ain't as bad,
right,
you know,
right,
or, even they said that when certain calamities going on, along what you just saying, certain calamities happened back in the day, beings would come to the surface to bring the
right.
other beings on the surface down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to live behind waterfalls, bring them inside the earth. So when the calamities happen, they were chilling.
It's one of those gods, uh, in I want to say Hindu, the one that has the elephant trunk,
Ganesh.
Ganesh. I seen
Ganesh,
a
yeah.
map. I seen a
Yeah.
map of the
Hmm.
of the inside of the earth where they actually Ganesh was actually a group of beings
Yeah.
that live underneath the earth.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
They
was
talk
like,
about all that. They show all them pictures, all that stuff in the holy tablets. They
mm,
talk all them pictures. The Duaneys, the little porcupine people, the
mm-hmm,
Teros with the
yeah,
cone heads, you know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying?
mm.
All those
And then
beings, man.
we get these science fiction movies. They're like, come on, what all this stuff come from? It's
Hmm.
like,
Yeah,
it's,
Bigfoot, all that stuff, man. That ain't so far fetched.
right, right.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. But shoot, man. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Before I know you got some things brewing, man. I know you got some things that's cooking for the people, man. So could you
Yeah.
please kind of, tell them what you got going on for the future,
So
and go from there.
like I was discussing, I'm having a mastermind class where we're focusing on healing. You know, it's starting November 6th. Anybody interested in that, just reach out to Life Force Herbs LLC on Instagram, and I'll definitely get you signed up for the course. Um, in this course, we're going to be focusing on healing and cleansing our chakras, um, and any other things that we come up with along the way. So get your pencils and papers and your journals. I actually make products for each chakra that we're going to be that will be included with the purchase of the course. I'll be mailed out to you. So if you want to take this course, just hit me up before, 'cause unless you gonna pay for overnight shipping, um, so that you can get your products and actually follow through with the course as we go through, step by step. That's the biggest thing that I got going on this at the close of this for the close of this year. It's a 7 week course, so we'll be done the week before Christmas, and we'll it's gonna be big, and so we need come sign up. Like I said, Life Force Herbs LLC on Instagram, and just send me shoot me a quick message, follow me, and we'll walk through you know each step for each chakra, and get our energy up for because a purging is coming. Uh,
Yeah.
and when I say a purging, I'm not talking about with like the government and all this crazy stuff. I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
like an energetic purge is coming
Yeah.
where
Hmm.
Those that are not equipped will be removed, and those that
Mm-hmm.
are ready to learn will be joined or furthered, or move to the next level. So
A blip. Thanos gonna snap his finger again.
yeah, yeah, it's coming. Like I said earlier, the poles, the electromagnetic poles of the sun are switching position. So the south is becoming north, north is becoming south. And
Mm-hmm.
with that change in energy, it happens every 11 years. The last change was in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
2023, we should be looking pretty different. The different vibe coming. Uh, Anybody that focuses, go ahead. It looked like you had a question.
No, no, I was not a question. I was just saying I'm agreeing with you. I was just saying that and along with that comes calamities. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I
Those
was just
systems.
getting
Yeah.
into. Just anybody that follows the market, stocks, or anything like that. I trade also for a living.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, all things are being corrected. Google had a split, Apple had a split, Amazon had a split. Um, Meaning their price dropped from the thousands that they were down back to the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
They did that correction ahead of time because they know that the Dow and the S&P 500 are being corrected right now. They hit
Mm.
4,800 as a high on the S&P. Now we're going back to 2020 lows, March pre-COVID lows. I
Yeah.
mean pre-COVID highs, which are
Yeah.
yeah. So there's a correction coming, and it's all and there's a recession. The inflation is high. I mean, it's the
It's a
correction.
mess, man.
Yeah, but see, what I want to say this is because it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
needed. Um, just like when I was speaking the other day, at the event, and
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, we were kings and queens, and we were, there, but the correction was needed
Mm-hmm.
because we would not have learned anymore. We would have stayed where we
Mm-hmm.
were.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has its cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not our turn right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to be getting ready for when our turn come back.
Yeah,
We
I
can show
agree.
out even more.
Mm-hmm.
But the as the energy changes with the sun, the energy of the world is going to change. So, prepare yourselves. Oh, number 9, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for this coming change.
That's the truth, man.
I would, I would, I would, advise all to start taking some kind of defense, whether you go learn how to shoot, whether you learn
Mm-hmm.
hand to hand. I would encourage everybody to learn how to shoot.
Yeah,
You know, get you some ammunition. Because you don't want to be in a calamity without the ability to defend yourself.
exactly.
Uh, I'm not saying to go learn how to just be a tyrant, but learn
Yeah,
how to
yeah.
defend yourself against tyranny. To
Man, there was somebody I was watching this thing on I think TikTok, right? And after the cane happened, this lady was literally boasting. She's just in a regular neighborhood, right? She's
hmm
just boasting how everything in her house was running because they had a generator.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
hmm
you put that on camera, all that stuff. You got a generator, and these
somebody
people all around, man, you know the mindset. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got it's good. These people, man, I tell you,
yeah,
I don't know
um,
if they got that generator now, but you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Real talk.
for real. Like prepare, just be prepared. The stores are not having as much food
Mm-hmm.
as they were.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, every time I go into Walmart, the shelves seem like they're getting emptier and emptier. Actually, they actually closed one Walmart down here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Mm,
They closed it down. There was nothing on the shelves, nothing.
mm.
Um,
I
so
hope y'all
just
listen to this. I hope y'all listen to this. He's
prepare,
seen it with his own eyes now.
just prepare yourself. For don't be afraid. Preparing yourself is not being afraid. Preparing yourself is being wise to know, like, okay,
Proactive.
proactive. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm shoot. When I get paid, I might go buy me another gun. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
They
just
just said I just saw today that the Mississippi River is pretty much they're dried up to the part that like some of the barges and stuff
mhm.
that they can't get they can't put the barges on Mississippi River because it's so low. So
Right,
just
right.
think about all that freight, you know what I'm saying, that is coming down that just can't go anymore.
Can't go anymore. Funny story about the Mississippi. I don't know you. Never mind. Never mind. I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole. Cause that we'll be
We'll
on here
say that
for
one for later.
2 hours.
Is that number 10? No.
Nah, nah. We'll be on here for another 2 hours. But I will say this.
Uh,
I will say this. The Mississippi was how Columbus actually got to the South America.
yeah.
Yeah, he came through the Mississippi.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah,
I've seen that too. But my
yeah,
man, my brother Hunter,
yeah, man.
Nathaniel Hunter, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all see, that's why I love, man. I love that. I was talking to him at the event. I was just telling him how, I applaud and I appreciate you, young brothers and sisters that are coming out here, you know what I'm saying, got this vast amount of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that are um vast amount of information and just heal people, man, to
Right,
inform people and heal people
right.
with sincerity, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just, I
Right.
appreciate you, brother. I applaud everything you're doing and I support you all the way, man.
Follow Life Force Herbs LLC. That's my company. I like I said, I make my own products. I have herbal products for healing of anything that you can think of. At the
Hmm.
on the base level, on the spiritual level, on the mental level. We we're here to help. Put it like that. We're here to
Yeah,
help. Um,
yeah.
Also, not only do you prepare yourself physically, but mentally, spiritually.
Yeah.
You want to prepare yourself. Like I said earlier, get you a team of people that you can you know click up with somebody that and make sure it's a good fit for you. Settle in your own energy and let's get strap in for the ride because it's about to
It's
be
about
a
to go down.
it's about to go down.
Yeah, it's about
Um,
to go down.
the
Look,
the Fed keep hiking interest rates and pulling money out of the market billions on a
yeah.
monthly. So yeah, it's about to get bad.
Look, there's a question here. It looks like a sister's asking, what's a good gun to have that would overpower me. She's also asking about getting food for what's good food to get for a single mom. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like the brother was saying, there's a lot of individuals around your community. You know what I'm saying? That well, and you can research yourself, but
Mhm.
use the resources around you, the people that like are dealing with survival. Just like those
Right,
two
right,
questions
right,
that you had. I don't want to sit here and answer both of them because y'all don't know, your size, whatever the case may be. But utilize your resources around you, like we were saying, and get that information from people around you that have like-minded man that are trying to prepare. You know what I'm saying? Those two questions are prime examples of why you need other individuals, like-minded individuals that can assist you in
right.
aiding in these situations. You know what I'm saying?
I would say this: if you're looking on what kind that you should get, just get what the police have because they ain't gonna stop making those bullets.
Yep, that's true. Good point.
Yeah,
Very good point.
get the
They got.
same one the police have.
I know the A man. I think they be rocking that Glock 45, man. I
Then
think in the
that
A.
Glock 40 and
Yeah, it's
that.
40 and 40. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think in the A, that's what I've almost seen them always with them Glocks. That's a
Hmm.
beautiful gun, man.
It
Woof.
is. It is.
Hey, that thing's so slick. That's that German ingenuity, ingenuity.
And as far as food is concerned, get food that can that can last, preservative,
Mm-hmm.
that can be preserved, rice,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
beans, stuff. I mean,
In
I'm gonna
in in
go ahead.
in
Go ahead.
addition, in addition, you have to remember that when you walk outside, there's a sister on well, she's on TikTok and Instagram, but she's a sister. looks like a super nerd. She got big old, glasses, but she's real popular. And she
Mm.
was just showing recently, I think this week or last, excuse me, last week, just how easy it was to eat acorns, and
Yeah,
she's talking about how nutritious they were for you. So they talk about a food shortage, y'all. Are you kidding? If you go outside, a lot of that stuff that you see out there is green.
it's
You
green. You
can
can
eat
eat
it.
it. Yeah,
Go,
dandelions.
yeah.
Yeah,
All these synthetic medicines are giving you all derivatives of real herbs that they
real
made just to make
herbs.
money off of it.
Yeah, and
So
I get those
get
real
yourself a
herbs
book.
and combine them into products, and you can find all
Exactly.
types of herbs.
See, that's what I'm saying. Holler at the brother, man. He got you. And also go out and get yourself. Just like we said, reading is cool. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't reading, you lame. Go get one of
Right.
the books that shows you. um, go get one of those books that shows you what herbs are and what plants you can eat. And
Right.
ain't no food shortages. The nature is There's a food abundant everywhere, especially here in the
Right.
states.
Right.
You kidding me?
Right. There's a grocery store shortage.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
food is
Good point. Ain't no food. The
yeah.
food's everywhere, man. Food is. You wouldn't even
One
believe until
one
you do the
sister said she
research
learned
how.
a lot from watching Naked and Afraid.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but they're in nature all the time. I mean, you
Yeah.
you know, you have no choice but to use all your resources around you to survive, man. And
Right.
man, you kid, man. Mankind is the whack ones, man. Nature got it all figured out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nature.
Mankind is the yeah. You know what I'm
Nature.
saying?
Yeah. Oh, number 10. Here we go.
I knew it.
Go out into nature. Spend
Hmm.
time with nature. You know,
Hmm.
you can go to the beaches if you have one. Get those negative ions in the air. Um, go in the woods. Just actually go spend time in nature.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
that that is like no phone. I mean, take
Hmm.
your phone, but put it on silent or something. You don't want to get lost out there. You know what I'm saying? Take your phone, but put it on silent. But actually go out into nature.
Yeah,
That was the last thing I would say. Get
that's a
out
good
there.
number 10.
Yeah, get out
Yeah.
there and just do. You it's so amazing to be out there in nature and just have um and just connecting with it and just feel, like I said earlier, feel it. Don't just go
Yeah.
out there and just, ah man, just go out there and feel it. Like I
Yeah.
hug trees, real talk. I
Yeah.
hug
Me
trees.
too. I do too. I talk to them.
Yeah, I talk to them, all of that because yeah, they live just like me.
Yep, and you can feel it too. If you're in tune, you can feel it, and they you can communicate with them.
Right.
That's true. I hug trees all the time.
Hmm.
People look me crazy here. I'll be like, oh, wow.
Man, I found this elderberry plant under my cousin's house. Right,
Mm-hmm.
it was dying.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, hey man, what you doing? I'm an herbalist, so I'm like,
Yeah.
that's an elderberry tree, and
Mm-hmm.
it maybe was about, oh you can't see it, but it maybe about like maybe a yardstick tall
Mm-hmm.
on the surface, about 3 meters tall on the
Mm-hmm.
surface, but it was underneath his house, and I was like, hey man, what you doing? He was like, man, I don't know what that is. I was like, man, let me get that plant, man. He was like, man, you can have it. So I dug it up, right? It was dying on his last leg, and I had a
Yeah.
pool. I had a pool in my yard, and I filled my pool up with my well water. So
Okay.
I never put no chlorine or nothing in it, and so I let the water out the pool until the pool was like shallow on the ground, and I just sat it in there for. I sat the roots in there for a couple of days
Yeah.
until all the leaves fell off.
Uh-huh.
And I dug a hole about 3 feet deep and I
Mm-hmm.
planted it and I started speaking to it on a
Yeah.
daily basis. Man, that tree is live and strong in my yard right
Kicking,
now.
boy. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
speaking
Yeah.
to it. I would walk every time I would come home. I watered it for 7 days straight. After that, I didn't have to water it no more.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I every time I would come home and get out my car, I'd be like, I see you over there, beautiful. Just talking to it, man.
I talk about plants too.
That tree's so strong right now, man. I can't
Yeah,
wait till it start bearing some fruit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that. I got a plant my mom gave me, but I love watermelon. Like I swear I might if I find a nice looking watermelon, I might marry it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but instead of the seeds, um, I eat them. Sometimes, but I had so many seeds because I eat them so often.
Hmm.
I just put it in, my plant. Well, her name is May. That's her name.
Hmm.
I put the seeds in there, and like 2 weeks later, it's like 30 sprouts. You know what I'm saying? The vines is just coming out everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Hmm.
I talk to him. I take him outside every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't name all the sprouts, but yeah, man. This is life, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get like the brother said, get out in nature. You know what I'm saying? And just
Get out in
embrace
nature.
life, man, because this illusion, this matrix is full of it, and it's going away.
All right. It is. It is.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It is.
I always tell people not to sound like a doomsday person or anything, but you have to really realize that, and this is the reality as happened as we speak. You know, we are literally one solar flare away from going back to the dark ages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're dealing with the technology that is, you know what I'm saying? We're
Right. Right.
literally,
Right.
the way, you know, one of the biggest ones that almost hit us was back in 2012. And like you were saying,
That's
these
when the
things come
last
around.
thing was.
Yep,
That's when the last.
exactly.
Yeah. And it's happening again right as we speak.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what? And it's basically the changing of the polarization of the plasma within the sun.
Exactly. Exactly correct.
The
Yep.
plasma is moving, and the poles are being switched from north to
Hmm.
south, south to north,
Yeah.
and we need to switch up with it. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
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 I told you I trade. One of the biggest things as a trader, I trade forex and stuff like that. One of the biggest things that I learned as a trader is being adaptable.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt to what's happening. You have to be able to, um, even though your plans might have been this to change up in the blink of an eye to survive or whatever.
Yeah.
So don't be so stuck on one way.
Yeah.
Know
Rigid,
that know that there's be fluid. You want to be fluid,
like
you know,
water.
like water. Like Bruce Lee. You kung fu.
That's it.
I did martial arts too. But
Yeah.
yeah, like Bruce Lee said, you want to be like water. Water
Like
takes the
water.
shape. Water takes the shape of any vessel that
Hmm.
it becomes the vessel. So
Yeah.
that's what you have to learn how to do.
Yeah. And the more fluid you are, even just emotionally and spiritually, the less things will affect you. Because good things happen, bad things happen. Hey, go with the
Right.
flow. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so rigid in your reaction when it comes to things that come across in life. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just short
Right.
term.
Right.
Man, this is as always, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the name? I said that I have to mark you as one of the geniuses that, and I have to ask you to come back, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I got all you,
Definitely will be.
you know what I'm saying? Please, if y'all see this, please follow the brother good. It's with the Nathaniel Hunter 23, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
on IG. And what's the other one?
Life Force Herbs LLC
Please
on
follow him.
IG
I
as
think I
well.
got a description. I'll add the other one too. If y'all would please follow the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast if you haven't already. Press that follow button. Please share it. You know what I mean. Please like it. You know what I'm saying. Go to YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying because we got two different versions of this. Go to YouTube and subscribe. And besides that, man, I'm out of here. Oh, of course, if you haven't already, please go to polkadot.rabbitpodcast.com. Pick up my book. I think you'll like it. It'll gives you a lot of insight on, like I said, of what angle I'm coming from when it just deals with life. But besides that, I'm out. Anything else you got for the people,
I,
Daniel?
it was an honor to be able to speak with you all today. It was an honor. I love it. I love every last one of you because you are me and I am you. And We're just gonna keep moving to the next level. I see you in the fourth dimension. You know, yeah, just trying to get there.
Yeah, man. That's it, man. I appreciate. Again, of course, I always appreciate you, beautiful people, coming to the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. Tell your friends about it. Tell them 'cause we got plenty of episodes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep on bringing wonderful master teachers in training here, like the good brother Nathaniel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Besides that, we out of here. Peace and love to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Gratitude, and it was another great night. So,
Yeah,
y'all be good, everybody.
peace.
Peace and love.